I'm really glad you're here today because we've got a major story heating up in Washington, and trust me, even if you're not into politics, this one could impact you, especially if you're a senior or someone who relies on Medicaid. President Trump is pushing a massive $4.9 trillion plan, which he proudly calls his big, beautiful bill. It's dominating late-night meetings on Capitol Hill and stirring up a lot of concern among everyday folks across the country. So, what's really in this bill, and why does it matter so much? Let's break it all down together, especially the part that's not being talked about enough, the part that could hit your healthcare and local clinics hard. Before we dive in, drop a comment below. Do you feel like these big bills out of Washington actually help regular people, or do they usually leave us out? I'd love to hear your take. The big picture: this bill is being touted as a historic move. Tax cuts for the middle class, cuts to so-called wasteful government spending, and a boost to the economy. Sounds good, right? But here's the twist. One part of the bill would cut $715 billion from Medicaid over the next decade. Now, if you've ever had to get a parent into a nursing home or relied on home health care, you know how vital Medicaid is, especially in small towns and rural areas. My own aunt got help after surgery because of Medicaid. Without it, families like mine, maybe like yours, might be stuck paying out of pocket, or going without care at all. The domino effect: this isn't just about individual families. It's about entire communities. If Medicaid takes a big hit, small hospitals and rural clinics could shut down or cut staff. That means fewer nurses, longer drives for appointments, and even longer wait times, all at a time when healthcare access is already fragile in many areas. Hospitals in places like North Carolina and Missouri, already stretched thin, might not survive another funding cut. The political strategy: to speed this bill through Congress, lawmakers are using a shortcut called budget reconciliation, which lets them bypass the Senate filibuster. But there's a catch. The Senate parliamentarian, basically, the rule referee, already threw out 12 major pieces of the bill because they didn't follow the rules, including controversial measures like letting states control immigration and selling public land. So now, senators are scrambling to revise the bill, all while racing toward Trump's July 4th deadline. He's told them, no vacations until the bill is passed. The big debate: supporters of the bill say it'll cut waste, boost jobs, and strengthen the economy. Think tax cuts for businesses trickling down to regular folks. But polls show most Americans aren't convinced. Approval ratings for the bill are under 40%. Unions and advocacy groups are flooding the airwaves with ads warning what could happen: ERs overflowing, seniors losing in-home care, and rural clinics shutting down. Yes, some people might see a small tax cut. But data shows that the wealthiest 1% would benefit the most, while lower-income families could actually lose an average of $1,600 per year. And here's another curveball. Even with the cuts, this bill could add $2.4 trillion to the national debt over time if business tax breaks are made permanent. That's a tough trade-off: less money for programs now, and more debt for future generations. Who's speaking out? Some Republican senators are uneasy too. Senator Josh Hawley, for example, has openly said this bill would be devastating for rural hospitals in his home state of Missouri. GOP leaders are floating a rural relief fund to soften the impact, but nobody knows yet how it would work. What it means for you. So what does this all mean in real life? If the bill passes in its current form, we might see stricter Medicaid eligibility rules, more paperwork and income checks, possible work requirements, fewer nursing home spots, caregiver shortages, clinics and hospital units shutting down for seniors, caregivers, and rural families. This could be life-changing, and not in a good way. Historical context: remember Medicare Part D under President Bush? Or the Affordable Care Act under Obama? At first, they caused big political fights. But once passed, they became permanent parts of the system. If Trump's bill passes, even controversial parts could stick around for years, no matter who's in office next. That's why the stakes are so high. Behind-the-scenes drama: there's also talk that if the Senate parliamentarian keeps rejecting big sections of the bill, Trump might push to overrule or even replace her, which would be a dramatic and controversial move. So this isn't just about money. It's also about how far leaders are willing to go to get what they want. So what now? Honestly, this situation is evolving hour by hour. Senators are rewriting, negotiating, and trying to rally support, all while keeping one eye on the clock. If they miss Trump's July 4th deadline, it could throw the whole plan off course. If you're worried about how this could affect you or your loved ones, now's the time to talk to your family, reach out to your representative, stay updated on what parts of the bill survive, check what Medicaid changes could mean for you. Final thoughts. I want to hear from you. Right finger, do you think cutting government spending really helps the economy? Or does it usually hurt everyday people more? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you found this breakdown helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can keep covering real-life issues that matter to you and your family. Thanks for spending time with me today. Stay safe, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next update.